for you. AI number 4, super simple, turn one application into two. We have a workflow inside the CRM, and you can see here it says trigger link clicked yes. What happens is every time you get a pre-approval and you're actually working a deal. So when you're working a deal with somebody, you put them into this workflow and it sends you an email once a week. And that email says, hey, I'm checking in. This is the borrower name. This is the referral partner name. Is this deal on track for a smooth and flawless closing? You can click yes or you can click no. If you click yes, the system will automatically send an email out to the borrower and to the real estate agent that's attached to the deal that says, hey, contact first name, just a quick update. We're still on track for a smooth and flawless closing. As always, if anything changes, I'll let you know. If there's anyone you know that's looking to buy, sell, or refinance, can I count on you to send them my way? And it also adds them to the power dialer. So when you show up to do your calls to your deals in process, power dialer is already loaded. Everybody's already in there. You know, everybody that's in there is on track for a smooth and flawless closing. Because if it says no, it takes them out of the workflow because that's somebody that you're actively working with because you have a problem with the deal in process. So this is an easy and simple way to scale, asking for referrals from the deals that you actively have in process before they fund and close. And you're following up on the borrower and you're following up on the referral partner. So now we're very briefly going to talk about inbound AI consumer direct applications. Arguably the greatest opportunity for consumer direct business that we have coming over the next couple of years, in my own personal opinion. So this is a screenshot of our client, the Orlicki Group in Tampa. They're in the Tampa market. We've been working with them for years, and they have 374 5-star ratings and reviews. But you'll notice they have a competitor that has 1,500 5-star ratings and reviews that they are well outranked. That's as part of our work and the incredible work that the Orlicki Group does with their clients. So we worked with them for years on getting them ranked on the front page of Google when Google was the 900-pound gorilla. Then AI came out and changed everything. If you've gone through the process yourself of searching for a product or service using artificial intelligence, you know that the experience is far greater in AI than it is doing a Google search and having to sort through all those results. So we started searching for the best Tampa mortgage broker and our client didn't show up. And I had this aha moment of like, whoa, this is it. Like AI is going to eat search and we need to figure out how to get products and services recommended inside of artificial intelligence. We went to work and now you can see here, I'm ready to buy a home. Who can you recommend as a mortgage broker in Tampa, Florida? And they were in the number 3 spot when we did this screenshot when I took it. They are now the number 1 recommendation inside of ChatGPT for people that are looking for a mortgage broker. But what's also super important is that us in the mortgage industry, we have specific loan products and our customers have started to change the way that they search. Because if you're looking for a fix and flip loan or a VA loan or a reverse mortgage or you're a first-time home buyer, you're going to go in and do a completely different search and a completely different deep dive on those products and services. And our customers feel just as confident asking those questions to artificial intelligence as they do now calling and asking a loan officer. And so what we've discovered is that we can build authority inside of artificial intelligence for each of the different product lines that you have in your local marketplace, and it delivers a much higher quality lead. We are funding at a much higher rate the leads that we get from AI than the leads that we were getting from Google, and the leads from Google were phenomenal. They were, the study that we did was about 17% of the phone calls that came from Google actually funded. We're getting higher closing ratios on the leads that come in from AI because they're that much more pre-sold. It is the first and only time I've ever seen somebody from the internet fill out a full mortgage application without actually speaking to a loan officer. So when people are using AI to look for specific loan products, and then they say, okay, well, who do I talk to? That's where the recommendation comes in, and that's where you get that inbound borrower to the mortgage business. You can see we were also able to get him ranked in Gemini and now also ranked inside of Grok. This is urgent. And it is because your referrals are searching for you. So when you get a past customer referral, when you get a referral from a real estate agent, those people are now checking you out inside of ChatGPT and Gemini and Grok. Like, hey, tell me about this business. Same thing with your ratings and reviews on Google, conversations on Yelp. Like the whole online landscape has changed in the last year because of artificial intelligence. But that has trained our consumers to research the businesses that they're going to do business with ahead of time. And that involves us in the mortgage industry. People are checking out your brand. So if you're not leaning in on building reviews, teaching, all of those wonderful things, if people can't find information about you, the AI is going to serve up your competitors' information. So you have to be there teaching it, training it, building authority with it so that it can confidently recommend you and then recommend you to more customers, right? So at first, it's like an insurance policy on the referrals that you're getting now. Second, it's a growth strategy to go get more consumers. 36% of mortgages that are funding in today's marketplace are first-time buyers, and they are avid ChatGPT users. Our first-time homebuyer market has just like plummeted into artificial intelligence from Google. It's unbelievable. I think the stat that we had before the webinar was, I think 63% of first-time homebuyers are active weekly ChatGPT users, which is the fastest growth of adoption of a technology that's ever happened. And then product-specific education is now the new norm. So I wanted to give you some takeaways on this. And again, I apologize, we're a little bit short on time here. But the first thing that you want to do is use ChatGPT to do your research and create your content. So your social media content, your emails that you're sending to your database, the weekly emails that you send out to your real estate partners, the blog posts that you're putting on your blog about the specific loan product types and all of that, it should all be produced inside your ChatGPT account. Because having conversations with the AI where it understands who you are, your business, your phone number, your website, your social media profiles, all of that's already programmed into it, and it knows that it's working with you, and you're teaching it about mortgages and proving week after week consistently that you're educating people and you're using AI to run your business, you're building a relationship with the artificial intelligence. That sounds crazy to say, but that's literally how it works. It can determine who an authority is by who's the authority. There's no games anymore. You can't, like Google, you could build links and do all this stuff, but if you use it to run your business, you're the authority. So teach the artificial intelligence. Don't just use it for content and just copy and paste whatever it produces, but in the conversation with the chat, tell it why it's right, why it's wrong, how to reword it, how the mortgage business works, and you will build authority because you are the teacher of the artificial intelligence, and that builds authority with the AI engine. Next, fix your website. Web developers throughout the mortgage industry cringe. I'm sorry, guys and gals. There is a file on your website that's called robots.txt. And it's a file that you have to have on your website to tell the search engines like what's on your website, what's it going to find. It's like remember the Dewey Decimal System at the library? It's kind of like that. Like, this is where you find this information on my website. Here's who I help. Here's who I serve. Well, there's a brand new text file that you have to put on your website for the artificial intelligence to find that has all of that information, but prepared specifically for artificial intelligence. That's called an AI.txt file. And then that also goes along with schema. The only reason that I mention this at all is your website is the foundation on which your entire online brand sits. And these are the most fundamental pieces of that authority. And if you can move just a couple of these at the bottom, your base gets way wider and you're able to move that much faster with all the other effort. If you do all of the other effort, but this stuff at the foundation isn't done, it takes a lot more brute force, time, money, and effort in order to get recommendations and get customers. So you've got to make sure that you fix your website and you start with that because it makes everything go faster. Okay. Reverse engineer AI in the marketplace. If you were on Build It with Chris last week, that's what we went through, and the class yesterday that we had. But basically, go to ChatGPT and pretend that you're a customer searching for a mortgage in your market, and say, who's the best mortgage lender or who's the best mortgage broker in, and then insert your market. It's going to spit out a bunch of research. And at the bottom, there's going to be a little button down there that says sources. Click on it. It will give you a list of all of the websites that it visited in order to make the decision of who it recommends on the front page. Your job is to make sure that your mortgage website is listed and referenced on as many of those websites as possible. Because the more times that AI can see your name, the more you build authority, and the more likely it is that AI is going to recommend your business over one of your competitors. And then build real authority. Again, there's no tricks. AI is smart enough that no shenanigans, right? Real authority is done through, in this world, press releases. Real press releases about real mortgage products for real clients and customers that you can actually help. Now, these are expensive. They're $500 a piece. We include them as part of our AI SEO program. We pay for them, we write them, we produce them for you. But they have to be written well enough, and they've got to be paid to go into the right news sources that they actually get picked up. But what happens when you do an actual press release is that it can get picked up by Fox, NBC, Bloomberg. You name all of the major news agencies that hold authority in the online space, Forbes and those sorts of ones, but also like real media that could potentially get you actual media exposure. All of those people see it. It gets listed on the newswire of their websites, which creates a link from their website to your website. And AI all of a sudden goes, wait, there's this local mortgage lender that's NBC has published a news article about them, Fox has published a news article about them, and all of those are listed, and it's a real press release about a real product, and it can go to your website and find the product and find the information that you've posted about it, and it sees you've made posts about it on your social media profile, and it sees that there's been conversations online about that product in reference to your business. Well, aren't you a real authority at that point? You are. Now, you've had to go through the work and the steps in order to make it happen, but the authority is real. And that can feed, in my opinion, the highest quality consumer direct leads to your mortgage business that are coming in the upcoming market. And boy, if I had a mortgage team and I was building out a national sales force in the mortgage industry, you bet I would be working as hard as humanly possible to become the refinance authority in each of those local marketplaces for artificial intelligence. Because if rates drop, the amount of consumers in today's marketplace that are going to use ChatGPT to determine which mortgage company they can turn a quick refi with, I believe that number is going to be massive. Now, here's the problem. You're running a mortgage business and you probably list time as your greatest asset, like I do. And you probably can't move fast enough in order to make this happen. Consistency is crucial. You got to be there every week working on it. And this is a highly skilled activity, right? I'll teach you everything that you need to know in order to be able to do it. But this is a who, not how, in my opinion. I believe that you should write a small check to cash a big check. And you should be taking mortgage applications and meeting with top producing real estate agents, not doing nerd work. I would much rather have you calling your database and calling qualified agents and meeting with qualified agents and taking the money that you generate from the deals that you do get doing that activity, and then using a little bit of that money to pay to get ranked inside artificial intelligence so that you can get those consumer direct deals as well. That's how I would approach it. Again, you make your decision on your business. But if you would like to chat with our team about how we can rank you inside the AI and on the front page of Google, we work with 2 clients per market. It's highly bespoke, but it works really well. We're very good at it. And this ranking inside the AI side of things is a brand new frontier. And I believe that in the mortgage industry, we are at the cutting edge. And I believe that we're the best at it because we only focus on the mortgage industry. We're doing the same influence over and over and over again, just in different marketplaces. We're taking this system that we figured out how to work and we're just stamping it into different marketplaces and keeping it effective because we're only working with 2 clients per market. So you can scan this QR code. That will pop up Jen's calendar. You can ask her questions about how it works. She'll actually reverse engineer your local marketplace, show you whether or not it's an opportunity. And then that program is $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. It's not a 1-year contract. We ask for a 6-month commitment because it takes us about that long to get results for you and start the deal flow coming. But I believe if you're investing $2,000 in something and it's generating at least 1 deal a month and the average commission is $3,000, well, that math works out, but I don't believe it's just 1 deal a month. That's the result. That's not what we're seeing in the other areas where we are ranked and we're seeing our clients get those deals. And at that point, I feel it's an incredible investment for you. So if you'd like to have that conversation with Jen, you can scan the QR code, find a time on her calendar that works for you, and determine together whether or not it makes sense. I would ask out of respect, if you're just getting started and you don't have a Google business profile and you don't have at least 3, 4, 5 ratings and reviews on your Google business profile already, we're not going to be able to help you because the competition is so great. I mean, we showed an example where somebody has 1,500 5-star ratings and reviews. We just, with our done for you product, we just can't catch that person, right? So out of respect, the CRM would be the place to start, calling your database, calling your qualified agents, and building the business that way. So I just want to save your time and our time and be respectful of everybody.